afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway, Thunder Valley here, getting ready for some Mobil1 Cup Series action in the Jeff Foxworthy's Grit Chips 300. Tonight, or not tonight, but today we've got a 50-lap event in store for you all with some great drivers in this field and some good old Mobil1 Cup Series action. Today, we've got Eric Burton on the pole for this race. Burton comes into this race 10th in points, so a big opportunity for Eric Burton as he looks to capture his first Mobil1 Cup Series win of Season 5. And on the opposite side of the spectrum, the guy starting alongside of him is Riley Ogle, who comes in dead last in the points. Today could be a big day for Riley Ogle to get himself back on the correct path to move up the standings rather than stay mired down at the bottom of the points. In the third position for today's race, that's going to be Waidos Votas, who comes in 7th in points. He's been kind of a silent type. We haven't talked about him hardly at all this entire season, and lo and behold, here he is up here in the top 10 in points. He's been putting together a very stellar season in his second career season in the Mobil1 Cup Series. Alongside of him is going to be the Penske representation of Tryphon Reed. Tryphon Reed comes into this race, as I'm looking him up here, he comes in 22nd in points, so he's just around the middle of the point standings pack. He'll look to try and move his way up, maybe into the top 10 here today. In the third row inside, in the 5th position, that's going to be Jordan Davis. He is currently 4th in points and 3rd in overall rookie points. He's had a nice season so far in that 28, and he is currently going to try and not only run down Sean Williams and James King to be the rookie points leader today, leaving Bristol, but he'd obviously like to be the points leader, leaving Bristol overall. So we'll see what he'll be able to do. And we'll just complete off the top 6. That is going to be Ram Fajara Jr., who comes in 24th in points. Ram Fajara Jr. told me pre-race that his main goal coming into this race and the others is to try and make alliances and make friends now, because it seems like everybody is gunning for him after that incident with Aaron Williams Jr. We'll be talking a bit about the Ram Fajara Jr. and Aaron Williams Jr. incident and certain drivers' takes on that, but that will come in the Snickers Cup Series event. Today we've got Mobil1 Cup Series action that's getting ready to be run, so the command to fire the engines has been given. We'll have them roll off. Sean Williams, the current rookie points leader and overall points leader, comes in with a 17-point advantage over rookie James King, and then you got to go back 21 points back to Sean Galligan. How will the points look leaving Bristol today, as Sean Williams looks like he's going to start near the middle of this pack, as here is your starting lineup for today's race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Here we go then. The lights are out top the pace car. We're ready to go to green flag racing. There's last week's winner in the 10th position, Adam Chambers. He'll try and go for his second Mobil1 Cup Series win in a row. That win last week moved him up to 6th in points, and now he's got himself a nice qualifying position for today's race. But here we go. Green flag is out. We're racing at Bristol. Going to be interesting to see what these drivers are going to be able to do here with these Mobil1 Cup cars, and they're going to go 3 wide for the lead already. Waidos Votas looks to the inside. Eric Burton shoves the 77 up the wall. Oh my goodness gracious, they're bumping doors, they're rubbing, and they're still keeping it together. Oh my goodness, what great racing at the start. Riley Ogle moved up to the extreme high line. Waidos Votas down low. Now Tryphon Reed bails out of the throttle. He'll let them continue to battle as Jordan Davis is side by side there with Ram Fajara Jr. They're touching, and the caution is out for the first time already. And Eric Burton just sideswiped the pace car. Oh man, big pile up. Dylan Young Drew Austin, who's racing this race. He was wanting to win this race for his sister. Chris Kyle involved. Harui Toshimi involved yet again. I believe this is the second straight week she's been involved in the first caution of the night. Ralph Mason in it, along with Trent Dunham. His luck at Bristol certainly not panning out the way I think he was hoping. Sean Henley's got some damage as well. So we look further back here. There may be damage to the points leader, Sean Williams. James McLeod, who came off a top 5 finish last week, is involved. Austin Ogo, you can see on the left side of your screen. He's got a buckle on the hood of that car. Silver Fox may have gotten some piece of it. Richard Johnson, he's got damage on the 38. Caution is out for the first time today. Big pile up there. And they're saying Eric Burton crossed the line in third. I don't think that's right. Yeah, now they're getting it correct here. At Bristol Motor Speedway, things always tend to get jumbled up, and I expect no less from these drivers today, especially with the NNSCRA scoring system, but we'll find out if they'll get it all settled out in just a moment. Eric Burton leads us under the first caution of the day here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's take a look and see here what happened. Drew Austin obviously having a difficult time today keeping his mind on the racing as his sister passed away last night. Our thoughts and prayers, of course, are with the Austin family. And Drew Austin here, he was looking for a good run today to be able to pay homage to his sister, and unfortunately it's just not going to pan out here. Let's take a look and see where this contact actually begins. Oh, I believe Drew Austin's going to make contact with Mark Thomas right there coming off that corner. Thomas going to go down and into Harui Toshimi, and there's the points leader Sean Williams involved as well, so he did get a piece of it. And then as these drivers wreck, there must have been something else further up that happens. Let's look around the Trent Dunham machine. He is there with Charles Jackson. Oh, further back there, Harui Toshimi came up into Dylan Young. James McLeod made contact with James Silverfox. But let's see coming off of this corner. We'll look back at that incident again. Oh, I think Trent Dunham's going to get hooked again. This is the second race in a row he's just been plain hooked off of a corner. And this time it's going to be rookie James King that's going to hook him. James King, second in points, going to hook Trent Dunham coming off of turn 4, and Dunham's going to get the inside retaining wall, comes back up into James King, and King's going to get shot right up the racetrack, right up into Luke Martin and Justin Williams, right in front of Barney Ward. Luke Martin comes into this race 5th in the points. That's going to hurt him. Justin Williams comes in 36th. He didn't need that to happen to him. Oh my goodness. There's Jake Smith trying to slow up there after he took a hard hit last week at Las Vegas. He slows up in time. We got to jump back real quickly, though, to the Dylan Young incident, because we had Harui Toshimi come back up the racetrack here. Now watch here. I think that James McLeod and James Silverfox, the two James, get together by themselves right there. Yeah, James McLeod kind of overdrove the corner there, slid up into him. Look at Jake Smith and Joseph Bryant. How'd they get through that? There's Austin Oak getting a piece of it. Henley gets McLeod. Wolfgang Mason, nice job of missing. As further back there, you got Richard Johnson, Chris Kyle, and Ralph Mason getting involved there. Wow. Just completely a big pile up there in the turn 3 area. And then we had that incident coming out of turn 4 with Trent Dunham, Justin Williams, and Luke Martin, as well as James King. And that involves the top 2 in points right there. As a matter of fact, as I go through the list here, it involved drivers who came in 1st, 2nd, and 5th in the standings involved in incidents here on lap number 2. So the lights are out atop the pace car. We'll go back to green flag racing here on lap 8 of 50. Got to give tremendous kudos to the NNSCRA scoring system. Last time we were here at Bristol, I remember last year, everything was screwed up each and every race. They're actually doing a little bit better job of their scoring and making sure drivers are starting where they actually cross the stripe. Looks like Drew Austin is going to be able to continue in the 44. He's going to try and see if he can salvage something here. And he may be a problem for these other drivers here on this restart. We'll find out. Drivers who have gone behind the wall, though, are Chris Kyle, Trent Dunham, Ralph Mason, Harui Toshimi. Second straight week that she has DNF'd lower than 40th. She finished 42nd last week, 41st this week. She's having been a really tough season so far. And Dylan Young will finish the day in dead last. Green flag getting ready to come back out. We'll show you the top 10 real quick. Eric Burton is the leader. Riley Ogle, Avotas, Reed, Jordan Davis is the top 5. Then it's Poteet, Ron Fajardo Jr., Adam Chambers, Lyndon Wright, and I believe Lando Vendetta completes the top 10. And we just focused on the pace car in time for another wreck. Oh my goodness, another big wreck. Buchanan, King, Ward, Silver Fox. They just all piled up there. Justin Williams. And they're still wrecking. Look at this. Oh my goodness, the top 2 in points were shoving on each other. James King and Sean Williams, and they're still wrecking. Luke Martin, Richard Johnson. Buchanan's day is done as he is smoking. But James King and Sean Williams, they're taking this little bit of a points lead battle to the extreme, if you ask me. Joseph Bryant there passing the pace car. He has been damaged. And this was at the back of the pack. Jake Williams has got some damage on the 40. There's Sean Galligan. He's got a little bit of damage there behind Barney Ward. Third in points is where Galligan comes into this race. And I think Dylan Poteet may have gotten some damage out of that. He's got some rear end damage on the back of his 22 as he has slipped all the way back to 19th. This may have started with him. Caution's out for the second time today. Another huge wreck occurring here at Bristol. And we're not even 1/5 of the way through this race. Let's look back at a replay. Well, Ron Fajardo Jr. came into this saying he wants to be making friends. This is not a good way to start. Right there, he turns around the Dylan Poteet machine coming off of the corner. And oh my goodness, last week's winner, Adam Chambers, just plastered him. Chambers, who came in 6th in points, he's got heavy-duty damage to the 21 now. And then it's not over. Felix Graves going to crowd Cole Daly. They're going to get turned around right in front of Jeffrey Finguy and Jake Rogers as everybody's held up back there. Poteet's going to get into Felix Graves a little bit. And then, as if that isn't enough, look at this. Galligan's going to wheel hop there after he gets squeezed between Charles Jackson and Kyle Sosnowski. James Quall's going to wheel hop there after contact from Jake Williams. And then these guys, how do they come into play? Are they just going to come plowing in? Barney Ward, Austin Ogo, Richard Johnson. They come driving hard into the corner here, not willing to slow down. Oh, man, look at Jake Williams and Luke Martin. They went up into the wall. Jake Williams up on his side. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the second time this season that 40 car's been on his side. What's with that? Jake Smith going to turn Austin Ogo around. There's Zach Buchanan who got involved, Joseph Bryant, and here's the leaders coming into this. Oh my goodness. Oh, Eric Burton got a piece of that. The leader, Eric Burton, was involved there with Joseph Bryant. So was second place Riley Ogle. This was right in front of the leaders, and they got pieces of that wreck. Oh my goodness. This race just taking an unbelievable turn. And it doesn't really look like a turn for the better either. Unbelievable. What is going on? Oh, and then, who was that? Cole Daly got turned around by somebody there on the back straightaway. There's Chambers. His day may be over for the guy who comes in 6th in the points. But Eric Burton, Riley Ogle, they both hit Joseph Bryant, and they now have damaged the 2 leaders. Are now damaged goods. What's this going to mean for the rest of this race? We're going to go back to green flag race on lap 14 of 50. It's already shaping up, folks, that we know this event's going to be a wreck fest and no mistake. Eric Burton, he's the leader, but he has damage. Second place is Riley Ogle, but he has damage. Third is White Zabotas. Fourth is Tryphon Reed. And fifth place, that is Jordan Davis. You see Drew Austin and James King, they'll be both a lap down that inside line. Lyndon Wright, he is in 6th. Nice run for the guy who comes in 9th in points. Lando Vendetta, he is in 7th. 8th place is going to be Danny Wells. Nice run for him. John McNamara in 9th, and Jeffrey Finguy completes the top 10. Then you got Jake Rogers, Cole Daly, Ron Fajardo Jr., Mark Thomas, and Charles Jackson. That's the top 15. That's Sosnowski, James Qualls, Dylan Poteet, Felix Graves, and Sean Galligan. That is the top 20. There is Sean Williams. He is in the 21st position. So we know 21st is where the guy who comes in leading the points is running. One lap down in 35th. That is where James King, second in points, is running. And Sean Galligan is in 20th position as he came in 3rd in points. Oh boy, let's see if they're going to be able to keep it together up here around the slower lap cars of Drew Austin and James King. Oh, turning James King into the wall goes Lando Vendetta, and Lando Vendetta is around. The 55 is spun. Lando Vendetta, or not Lando Vendetta. Oh, Danny Wells is spun to the wall as well. Galligan is flipping there. But up ahead, Danny Wells spun in front of the field. Jackson does a little bit of a flip over. Oh, courtesy of James McLeod. Oh, Danny Wells is now flipped over after getting hit by James Qualls. Poteet and Lyndon Wright. Right side of your screen. They're involved. Oh, man. Danny Wells getting spun like a top on his roof right at the start-finish line. Chaos continues to happen here at Bristol. Oh, man, third in the points, Galligan. Ninth in the points, Lyndon Wright. Dylan Poteet. Cole Daly involved. It just keeps on a-happening here. And that one was triggered by Lyndon Wright, who ran into the back of the slower car of Drew Austin. Caution flies again. I'm not even going to keep track of how many cautions we have, because I think we're in store for a good many more here in this 50-lap event. But we're going to look back at a replay now of what just happened. Two more wrecks occurring. One on the back straightaway and one coming out of turn number 4. Take a look here. Coming out of turn number 2, Lyndon Wright got a real good run. Coming off turn 2, and then the 44 is right in front of him. He runs straight into the back of Drew Austin. Austin's car shoots down to the inside line, so he doesn't really get involved in any of this. But the 55 made contact with Lando Vendetta. That's going to turn him around right up in front of Danny Wells. Wells is able to avoid that incident, but then Lyndon Wright's car, I think, is going to actually start to slide down the racetrack ever so slightly. It's going to be right into Dylan Poteet, who kind of, oh man, Poteet kind of wanted to slow down. Galligan kept his foot in the throttle and shoved Poteet into Lyndon Wright. Then Galligan gets hit by Austin Ogo. And then Barney Ward's going to finish the job right there, as he's going to flip the Aspen Dental Toyota up and onto his roof. Wow. Absolute chaos, absolute carnage, and then it ain't over. Danny Wells up here. Oh, we got to rewind it. I thought we might be able to get it when it happened. Danny Wells going to have contact, and again, it's going to be Ron Vajara Jr. with a little help from Cole Daly. Daly turns Danny Wells down. Ron Vajara Jr. then will continue to turn him down. The 54 snaps around. Danny Wells was running in the top 10 at this point, straight up into Cole Daly. Kind of poetic justice there, because Daly was the one who originally turned Danny Wells. And then, oh man, Charles Jackson, nowhere to go. He's going to get hit from behind by James McLeod. Sosnowski's going to get held up back there. Felix Graves, Qualls, Johnson, Jake Smith, Justin Williams, Joseph Bryant comes into the mix. He's going to run into the back of James Silverfox. And then watch James McLeod, who just keeps shoving. Charles Jackson finally flips him over. And the Clorox Chevrolet goes for a little tumble before landing back on all four wheels, courtesy of James McLeod. But complete and utter carnage. Oh, man. And then Felix Graves hits into the back of Danny Wells not once but twice, and finally flips the 54 car over as well. Absolute, utter carnage and chaos emerging here at Bristol, and we're not even halfway yet. What in the world is going on here? No doubt about it, if you're going to win this race, if you're going to even finish this race is all about survival. Indication of 1 to go has been given. We'll go back to green on lap 20 of 50, giving us a total of 31 laps left in this event. We haven't updated you yet on drivers that have gone behind the wall after all these incidents that have taken place here. We'll update that right now. Drivers out of the race at this point are Charles Jackson, Cole Daly, Austin Ogo, Dylan Poteet, Danny Wells, Lyndon Wright, Sean Galligan. Last week's winner, Adam Chambers, Zach Buchanan, Chris Kyle, Trent Dunham, Ralph Mason, Haru Tashimi, and Dylan Young. James King and Drew Austin, they are each a lap down on that inside line. Let's try and give you a rundown again of who's running where. Eric Burton's the leader, Riley Ogle second, Wido Savotas third, Tryphon Reed is fourth, and fifth is Jordan Davis. Sixth place, that is John McNamara. Jeffrey Finguy, his teammate, back there in seventh. Eighth is Lando Vendetta, Jake Rogers ninth, and Rob Vajara Jr. is in 10th place. Then you got Mark Thomas 11th. 12th is Jake Williams. Sean Williams, the points leader, up to 13th now. Luke Martin, 14th, and 15th is Wolfgang Mason. 16th is Kyle Sosnowski. 17th, Henley. Richard Johnson is in 18th. 19th, James Qualls. And 20th is Felix Graves. 21st, Justin Williams. 22nd now, as he's challenging for 21st, is James Silverfox. Joseph Bryant, 23rd. 24th, James McLeod. 25th is Jake Smith. And 26th place is Barney Ward. Back up to the front. We were able to actually go through the field there, and we are still green flag racing. Well, I cursed it. Yellow flag back out one more time. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be a big wreck again. Well, not that bad. It's like it may have started with Richard Johnson in the 38. His car definitely very badly damaged. And it looks like everybody was able to drive away from that incident. So, in comparison with the other cautions we've had and the other wrecks we've had, this one doesn't look like it was nearly that bad, but the yellow flag flew nonetheless. Let's look back at another replay. Wow, I don't know what it is about Bristol Motor Speedway. It seems to bring out the badness in rookies. Right there, Mark Thomas and Ron Fajardo Jr., they're going to make some contact. And then Ron Fajardo Jr. not going to take too kindly to that. He comes back up, shoves Mark Thomas, as if to say, hey, I didn't appreciate that. But then Ron Fajardo Jr. fails to bring his car back up on the track until they get here into the turn. That's going to send his car up the racetrack. He's going to make some contact with somebody, Wolfgang Mason. He goes up into Luke Martin. They're all backed up here. And then Martin's going to get into the wall. And, well, he's not the one that causes the caution, though. Where's the caution? Because it ends up involving Richard Johnson right there in the 38. Oh, there it was. There it was. James King got into the wall with a little help from Jake Williams. Two more rookies there. Oh, man, the Wolfgang Mason up ahead. He and Sean Henley make contact. They spin out. I don't think they got hit by anybody, though. And then James Silverfox, he's going to turn Richard Johnson out into the wall in front of Felix Graves. There's James King. Second in points, certainly not been a good day for him. And the caution waves one more time. Jake Williams gets spun out there as well. Lando Vendetta may have been the one that spun him, as he's got some front-end damage now. I think you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find a driver who doesn't have damage to his car here, as this has truly been a wreck fest here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's go back again to yet another restart. We'll go back to green flag racing once more. Looks like one driver has gone behind the wall, and that is the lap down car of James King, who came in second in points. His day is over. Eric Burton is going to still be the leader. Riley Ogle second, Widos Votas third. Fourth place, that is Tryphon Reed with Jordan Davis in fifth. Sixth place now is Jeffrey Finguy, Mark Thomas seventh. Eighth, Jake Rogers. Ninth place is Sean Williams. This guy, it's like you can't stop him. He's always finding a way to get up inside the top 10. The points leader, still having a great day, and with the troubles that James King and Sean Galligan have had today, he could definitely, if he could survive right there, he would definitely be the points leader heading next week at Auto Club. And how about Kyle Sosnowski? Nice run for him in the 10th position in that 34. Back up to the front we go. Eric Burton's led every single lap here. No drivers really had an opportunity to even challenge him for the lead. We've been constantly under the yellow flag. But wait a minute, here comes Riley Ogle. He got a little bit of a run off that corner. He, Widos Votas, they've now split from fourth place Widos Votas, who's got now a big gap between himself and Jordan Davis. And just when we were starting to get some good racing, the caution comes out again. And, oh, Mark Thomas. He's the one involved, and he was running inside the top 10. And, oh, Jake Smith and Barney Ward, what are they doing? That was interesting. They were trying to shove each other to the wall. Joseph Bryant back there as well. He must have gotten a piece of this, but what a tough break for rookie Mark Thomas. 41st in points, was en route to his first top 10 finish of the year. And he gets a piece of it. There's someone else involved. Oh, no, Jake Rogers. So it did happen in the top 10 between some contenders who were looking for a great run today. It's not going to happen. What? Oh, you think we're going to go look at a replay? Ha! No, okay, you're right. We are actually looking at a replay. Mark Thomas is the driver that we're going to pinpoint here. We're going to focus on. You know, I don't want to cast aspersions, but I almost think it's going to have something to do with the slower lap car of Drew Austin up ahead. Oh, right there, Jeffrey Finguy is going to have some contact made with himself and Mark Thomas. He's going to try and dive bomb it down underneath Drew Austin. Can't do it. And then, oh man, look at them. Just this inside line. They're all backed up there. And who's going to be the first one to make the lethal move? Oh, Jeffrey Finguy turns Drew Austin down into the wall. Austin comes back up, right into Finguy, right into Thomas, right into Rogers, and also Sosnowski as well. And look at Finguy's car. Goes up and into the air, and then everybody just going to try and avoid it. James Qualls, oh my goodness, was that close. Oh, there's Joseph Bryant, though. He's going to get involved. John McNamara slows up in time to avoid his teammate, but look at that. Finn Guy, Thomas, Sosnowski, and Rogers, who were all running inside the top 10, they are involved in this, and their days may be over just like that. Alright, so we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing once again, this time on lap 33 of 50. There will be no lap cars for the drivers to have to contend with because Drew Austin has taken his car back behind the wall. Also back behind the wall, the cars of Jake Rogers, Mark Thomas, and Jeffrey Finguy. I think we can quickly give you a full field rundown. I don't know. This field has dwindled down enough. We might be able to. Eric Burton's the leader. Riley Ogle's second. White Botas third. Fourth, Tryfon Reed. And Jordan Davis is fifth. The points leader, Sean Williams, up to 6th place. How is he doing this? 7th is Ron Pajaro Jr. Sean Henley's now moved up to 8th. Luke Martin 9th. And Lando Vendetta is in 10th. Felix Graves is 11th. Jake Williams runs 12th. 13th is Wolfgang Mason. 14th, James Qualls. And Justin Williams has worked his way now up to 15th. 16th, James McLeod. Richard Johnson, 17th. 18th, Barney Ward. 19th, James Silverfox. And 20th is Jake Smith. Then 21st through 23rd are John McNamara, Joseph Bryant, and Kyle Sosnowski. 23 cars left to battle this thing out. As we take the green flag, we got a total now of 18 laps to go. The laps are now finally starting to dwindle down here. And maybe with no lap cars to contend with, maybe we can race some green flag laps here. What do you think, guys? Oh, we got a battle back there. That's for the 5th position. Sean Williams, the points leader, wants it from Jordan Davis. Sean Williams, my goodness, he is just completely on fire. After picking up his first career win a couple weeks ago at Phoenix, there's just no stopping him. But up at the front, there's a battle for the lead. Eric Burton has it, but here comes Riley Ogle looking to the inside. Can't get the run off that corner, now slides into the clutches of White Botas and Tryfon Reed. And yahoo! We're still green flag racing, boys. Oh my goodness, look at them back here. They're 3 wide per second. Botas on the high side. Ogle in the middle. Tryfon Reed down low. They're still 3 wide racing. Oh my goodness. Right behind Eric Burton, this is a battle for second. I wish it was a battle for the lead, but anyway, they're still 3 wide racing. Which line's going to get the advantage? Tryfon Reed on the inside. White Botas on the outside. Riley Ogle, the meat in that sandwich as they continue to battle 3 wide. And here's Sean Williams. He now passes Jordan Davis for 5th. Now closing in on this 3 wide battle. They're still 3 wide. Reed, Ogle, Botas putting on a great show at Bristol. Almost some contact between Riley Ogle and White Botas coming off that corner, but they still keep it together. Almost contact back there between Luke Martin and Jake Williams, but they keep it together. Oh my goodness, this is great racing at Bristol. Why did it take us so long to get here? This is what we came to see at Bristol. Meanwhile, further back as these 3 continue to battle 3 wide for second. Look at this great battle. Jake Williams, Sean Henley, Luke Martin, and Lando Vendetta. They were 3 wide for a moment. They've now settled it out as they battle for positions inside the top 10. They're still 3 wide for second. Eric Burton's got to be loving this, but the fans are loving it too. Still 3 wide. Reed, Ogle, White Botas. Someone's got to bail out of this sooner or later, else they're going to wreck. But this is great. Keep it up as long as you can, guys. Meanwhile, Sean Williams starting to close in here. He could pick up an easy 2 spots here if someone's able to get their line working. Laps winding down now. This time around, we'll have a total of 8 to go. Eric Burton leads. 3 wide still for second place. Nobody's given an inch. They are still keeping with each other. It's finally White Botas. Looks like he's about to bail out. No, he drives it so hard in the corner. Contact between himself and Riley Ogle, and they still keep it together. They're still 3 wide for second place. Eric Burton just riding around there, biding his time. Uh-oh, we got a slower car up ahead. That might be Joseph Bryant. Yes, it is. How soon before we catch him? We still got about a front straightaway. Still 3 wide for second place. We were wondering which line is the fastest way around the track. I think we're finding out they're all equal. They're still 3 wide, crowding White Botas as Riley Ogle, but he still finds room to be able to keep it on the high side. This is unbelievable. I've never seen them keep a 3 wide situation together so long here at Bristol. And the thing is, no one's getting an advantage. They're still dead even coming down to the stripe. That time at the line, I think it was White Botas who got second place. And Sean Williams has got to be loving this. But meanwhile, up ahead, Joseph Bryant. He may come into play in this whole thing. As when we come down to the stripe, Eric Burton, he's got a total of 3 laps to go. And he has caught Joseph Bryant. Oh, baby, it's going to get good. Eric Burton, he's going to go to the inside. He'll pass Joseph Bryant. Let's follow this 3-wide battle. They're about to catch Joseph Bryant. Oh, boy. Oh, no, watch out. They're going to catch him. Oh, look out. Oh, no. What is the Votas that got to bail out the throttle? Oh, he makes some contact with Bryant. But there's still green flag racing. He falls to 4th. Tryfon Reed now underneath Riley Ogle for 3rd, but white flag in the air. Actually, that was for 2nd, my bad. Eric Burton trying to pick up his first win of the season in the Mobil1 Cup Series. He's got no lap traffic to contend with ahead. He has dominated every single lap today. Eric Burton becomes the 4th driver of the season to dominate a race. He wins at Bristol. It took us a whole load of wrecks to get to where we are. But what a tremendous finish to this race. Eric Burton dominates here today, 2nd straight week that a race has been completely dominated. Every lap has been led by the winner of the event. Last week it was Chambers. This week it's Eric Burton. Woo! Man, unbelievable. Eric Burton, what a job he did, but you know what? As exciting as him winning is, I think that the top story of this race is going to be that 3-wide battle that went on for a good 10 laps between Wydus Avotas, Tryfon Reed, and Riley Ogle. How they kept it all together, I will never know. Eric Burton wins this race. Riley Ogle did get 2nd. Tryfon Reed gets 3rd. Wydus Avotas, who had to bail out of that battle because of the slower lap car of Joseph Bryant, he'll still get 4th. And Sean Williams, how does he do it? Williams was involved in a wreck early on. He battles back to finish a top 5. He will definitely be the points leader heading into next week at Auto Club. Jordan Davis, nice run for him, 4th in points. He finishes in 6th. I think he might be up to 2nd in points leaving today. Jake Williams, a nice run for him in the 7th position. Sorry, I'm just so flustered. That was a great race. Lando Vendetta, we didn't really talk about him hardly at all today. He came in 15th in points and leaves Bristol with a top 10 finish in 8th. Luke Martin, I think he's going to be listed probably either 3rd or 4th in points as he finishes today with a 9th place finish. And Wolfgang Mason, nice run for him today as well, as he's going to finish the final spot in the top 10. I think the points are going to look like this leaving Bristol. I think it's going to be Sean Williams, the points leader. Jordan Davis will be 2nd. Luke Martin, I believe, is going to be, or no, I'm sorry, Wydus Avotas, I think, is going to be 3rd, and Luke Martin will be 4th in points. I think Eric Burton may have jumped himself up to inside the top 5 as well in the points. So I think the top 5 leaving today, top 5 drivers that we're going to be concentrating on next week at Auto Club are Sean Williams, Jordan Davis, Luke Martin, Wydus Avotas, and this week's winner, Eric Burton. Man, what a great race today. Unbelievable finish. If you enjoyed this race, if you enjoyed that 3-wide battle, give this video a like. Click that thumbs up button. Subscribe to become part of the crew today. We will see you guys next time as we cap off this exciting Bristol race weekend with the running of the Food City 500, the Snickers Cup Series event. That's coming your way soon. Hope you'll tune in for that. Then we pack the whole thing up and head to the West Coast at Auto Club Speedway. Here comes the official finisher results. Here comes the official points standings. I can't wait to see how huge the points gap's going to be now between Sean Williams and whoever takes 2nd in the standings leaving this event, because he leaves with yet another great finish. Williams is on a major momentum roll. There's no doubt about that. You've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its Best. See you later, everybody.